Hello, it's Matty coming at you with another Planet Coaster Park Spotlight. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the video and welcome to Two Towers Forest Park, created by Great Philip. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be the final spotlight of 2021. I am so sorry, guys. I just need a break. I'm too tired to keep doing these. But as a special treat, for the final spotlight of the year, I've got a very special guest with me. There are some that say he took a university course in algorithms just to understand how YouTube works. I've got Tommy CM. Say hello, Tommy.
Hello, hello. That is definitely true. 100% true.
I think that applies to both of us, does it not? It's like, how do these algorithms work? Why is this video getting so many views and this one not? How are you doing, Tommy? Are you doing all right?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, getting ready for Christmas. But shall we get on with this video? Oh, that's a nice close shot of that track, isn't it? We got a little bit closer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, let's have a look at this park on the workshop, shall we? So the description reads, Two Towers Forest Park is a theme park for all kinds of guests. It includes original coasters and buildings. I hope you enjoy it. So, nice, short, sweet and simple. So, without further ado, let's hop into this park, shall we? Right, so here we are at the park entrance. Now, ironically, this is actually the second park by Great Philip that me and Tommy have spotlighted together. Now, I didn't actually realise this until Tommy actually just pointed it out to me. So we actually did Redwood, or what was it? Redwood Amusement Park, was it, on your channel, Tommy?
Yep, Redwood Amusement Park, yeah.
And now, I remember joining.
It was a huge park. It was a huge park in terms of how much was in it. And yeah, I mean, I know at the time you were saying it was very impressive how much you were squeezing into that park.
Yeah, definitely. It was that was like an hour and 20-minute spotlight, wasn't it, for your channel?
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I think it's definitely one of the longest we've done. Yeah,
it was an amazing park as well. So I'm really excited to actually see a second park by Great Philip. Now, I've just had a look on the workshop of some of Great Philip's work on there, and he has got so many different parks, and I'm going to have to go through and have a look at some more of them as well. But what do you think of this just as we come through here, Tommy?
Very nice. There's a lot going off, which is good. It's not just kind of like go in and it's just like an open area. It's nice that there's paths going all over the place. There's lots of different buildings and different coloured buildings. There's trees. There's benches. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different scenery going off, which is really nice. I like the size of that little pool of water as well. It's not ridiculously big and overly done. It's just like a nice little, just a nice little warm welcome.
Yeah, totally agree. It's really nice, and like you just alluded to as well, just the pathing as well is quite nice as well, and just with the different, obviously the roof tiles just here separating the pathing to the water as well. Yeah, that looks really good. I really like that. Just nice and tactfully done. A really nice little sight line as you come through, and some great foliage work as well. I can see that he's obviously rotated all of the trees and the foliage around as well. I can see that paint tool has been used as well, so big thumbs up from me straight away there. Anyone who's watched any of my videos knows the foliage being rotated and paint work is two of the things that I look out for. So yeah, great job. Really nice entranceway to the park. So let's walk around here, shall we? So, not a big park, this one. It's not going to be an hour and 20 minutes like the last time, Tommy. You'll be glad to know.
Yeah, I think I desperately needed a drink after talking that much last time.
Oh, it was certainly a big spotlight, and me and Tommy are actually going to be filming another spotlight straight after this one for your channel as well. So we've got a big night ahead of us here, so make sure you've got your drinks to hand, Tommy. Obviously, yep. Of course, goes without saying, make sure and go and check out Tommy's channel. I'll leave the link down below. That goes without saying, of course, Tommy being another incredible park spotlighter, but I don't need to tell anybody that. Everyone knows who Tommy is by this point. So what do you think of this? This is really nice.
Yeah, but it's a really nicely themed sort of child's ride, isn't it? I mean, this is the sort of thing you would actually get in a genuine park where it's a very basic layout, just with lots of theming to attract families on. But yeah, they're really sort of realistic in the sense of that's, it's not a stupidly long layout for the cars. It is only basic, and it's all about the theming on there.
Yeah, yeah, really nicely placed. Tactfully done. I just like the fact that, like you said, it's just a really nice little small layout, a nice little kiddie ride. But then we've got this wooden coaster. Oh, wow. Oh, the way that comes over the path like that.
Yeah.
That is cool. Hang on, let's just stand here and watch it again. Oh, that is cool, isn't it? Just how it comes over the path like that. That's fantastic. But we've got a first coaster straight away. So no hanging about, no messing about this time. So we've got Wooden Mountain. 50 minutes from here. Right, let's queue up, shall we?
Oh, classic cattle pen queue line.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a weight strapping everybody. Go get a book or something. Right, forget it. Let's push past all these peasants. We are VIP, obviously. Of course we are.
This is where you need that SpongeBob meme that just goes a few moments later, and then you just jump to being on the ride.
That's what it is. Yeah. Right, so let's have a look at the stats for this, shall we? I wish I could put memes like that and GIFs in my videos. Unfortunately, I don't have the facilities to do that. I think it's something that I need to look at maybe next year. Maybe look at investing in a PC so I can start doing more editing, things like that. But yeah, for now I'll make do with the PlayStation Share Factory. But right, what have we got here? So Wooden Mountain, it's not green across the board. G-Force is really nicely done now. Not too high at all. We've got 4 airtime count, 2 seconds of airtime. So without further ado, let's go for a ride on this. Enjoy, everyone. Right, so Tommy, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice layout. Very sort of realistic layout for a wooden coaster as well, in the sense of it's not, it's not like too crazy on the bends. It's all about the airtime. There's just lots of hills and drops, and that's really where you get your thrills on a wooden coaster. Just really nice sort of, really nice speed, really nice just sort of overall layout, really.
Yeah, I totally agree. It felt like a family coaster, family wooden coaster. It's like you just said, it's not too extreme, it wasn't too fast, had some really nice banking, nice little bunny hops just as it goes over there with the airtime. I really enjoyed that. Nice layout, nicely simply themed around as well. I can see that he's used paint tool just around where it's on the floor as well, paint tool around the trees. Yeah, just really great job with that. It's nice to go on one of them coasters and it just be nice and tame, if that makes sense. It's not your white knuckle wooden coaster that's like throwing you around at 70 mile an hour. It was just a nice, you can go on that with your kids kind of thing. So great job with that, Philip. Really nice job on that. I like that. And what I didn't say as well is I really like the simple but effective queue cover as well. So great job.
Yeah, that style of wooden beams and corrugated metal just works really well if you just want to put, like, you see some parks where people they've just got a queue line and that's it.
Yeah.
Putting a little roof over the queue line like that just makes it look 10 times better.
Yeah.
And just putting that and a few lights on there just changes everything.
I mean, what's that as well? 30 pieces, 40 pieces? It's not a lot, is it?
Yeah. No.
I'm just loving all the paint tool everywhere, There's so much paint tool everywhere. I love it. I'm like in my element. I'm so proud that he's used so much paint tool. And one thing we didn't have a look at just round here. So I like this building that we've got here. Yeah, nicely done with some shops in. And there was an insanity round. Tongue put back in, Matty. Insanity ride just round here. Oh, we've got an Eatsy.
Oh.
I like that. Yeah, that's cool. So we just had this insanity ride just round here as well. And again, just with your canopy just over the ride queue line. Very nicely done. Great placement of that ride.
Yeah. I mean, it's how close does it get to that building? That must be.
Oh, it's clipping.
Oh,
failed.
Just a few centimeters.
Oh, they've just chopped their legs off. Oh dear. Oh well, that's it. This park. Oh, forget it. Chucked in the bin. Restart. Delete the park and start again. No, joking aside, I really like the placement of that ride. I think it's quite tactfully done. Obviously, the insanity rides can be like. I think insanity rides like drop towers can be somewhat of an eyesore at times if they're not placed in the right places, but I think this is very tactfully done with the trees on either side, the colouring obviously keeping that green default colour, and then the trees either side. It makes it blend really well. So yeah, move the building just ever so slightly, just so they're not clipping, but besides that, great job. So now, is this another queue line straight away for another coaster, or is that, I don't know, what is this? I'm not sure what this is. So, nice busy queue line. Canopy cover once again. You're using the same one? Sorry, go on, Tommy.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was going to say, I can tell with a queue line of this size, it's not going to be the teacups.
No, it may be. It may be. Philip has discovered the secret to how to get a teacup ride popular. What I was saying is that obviously use the same kind of canopy once again. Now that's not a negative thing because obviously it works and it's keeping that consistent theme throughout the park as well. So even though it's using the same one, I believe it does still work. So right, so we have got another coaster.
And it's the same pathing as well. So and because he's left the fencing on, the fencing again is the same. So that it's all that continuous theme. So yeah.
It's not a teacups, Tommy.
No.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Right, so what have we got? So we've got Impulse. Nice. Is that the... that's not the default name of the ride, is it? Impulse. No, I don't think it is. That's a nice name. We're 0.3 off green excitement, so we'll let you off on that. Again, G-forces, really nice limits, under 5. What else have we got? Max speed of 59 miles an hour, 2 inversions, 1 airtime count. So without further ado, let's go for a ride on this. So there we have Impulse. I really enjoyed that ride. I think that was a fantastic little ride. Again, like the wooden coaster, it wasn't too extreme. Now, as we're going through this park, I'm liking the consistency of it. It doesn't feel like your white knuckle type of theme park. It's not your Alton Towers or your Thorpe Park. This feels more like your maybe cheaper English British kind of park. especially kind of like with the foliage and the consistency with the theming that you've kept up around the rides and everything. Yeah, great job. I really like that, and as we're going through the park, I'm appreciating it more and more. Tommy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I did really enjoy that, and I completely agree with what you just said about it, and in terms of the layout, etc. I was trying to work out when I was on it which sort of ride it kind of reminded me of, and all I can think is it's sort of a cross between Stealth at Thorpe Park and Rita at Alton Towers, in the sense of Stealth for the first bit with the sort of top hat hill, and if you get rid of the loop and the inversion afterwards, but the end half, the second half, was a bit like Rita's layout in terms of for a launch coaster. So yeah, it was really nice sort of floating through the trees there as well. The trees kind of make up that ride and kind of bring it to life really.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. One thing I would maybe say though is maybe just a little bit more in the sense of trimming just around the sides of your building. Now obviously the front of the building looks absolutely fantastic, looks really nicely decorated, but maybe just a little bit more trimming on the sides here, especially as it's kind of like coming out of here. And as we have a look in the station, I've got a feeling that I know what Tommy is about to say.
Yeah, it'll be that the blue section on the left of the station there. Just stick a queue line down on it and cover it up. I mean, to be fair, by all means, if you enjoy that pattern, then stick with the pattern. But in all of my videos, if it's there, I'll mention it, because it's just a horrible standard pattern to have, and it's very hard to make that blend in well. So yeah, that's always a tip for anyone watching.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now this park is at 50%, so with that in mind, obviously you've got a lot more percentage to play with. I would potentially like to see maybe just a slight bit more theming in the stations. Now the coaster itself is amazing, but the station itself maybe just requires a little bit more in the sense of theming. Maybe if you put like a transfer track on as well or something, you've got so much percentage to play with. I think you could come back and maybe just do just a touch more, but it's not like massive negative feedback. I just maybe just some little observations with the percentage that you've still got left to play with. You could still come through and detail more should you wish to, and I think maybe just that little tiny bit more detail would just add more to this park. I don't know if you're in agreement with that or not, Tommy.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I get the size of the park from the overview works, and I don't think it needs any more rides. I think that it kind of all groups together really well and really nice. But if you have got that extra build percentage to go with, then you can always try and add things where like you say, things maybe look a little bit empty. You can always just add one or two bits, but then you look at other things like the vending machines just there to the left. The building that's over them is a really nice and simple idea, but that's exactly what you'd find in a real park. So it's a really nice touch, that is.
Yeah, and it's a great little park. It really is, and I can see a similar style as well to when we did Redwood Amusement Park as well. Now, obviously, this one is a lot smaller than Redwood. I feel like kind of we're flying through this one. That's a cool building. What? Hang on, I just need to. Oh right, okay.
Roman wall.
Yeah, that is. Do you know what? That is not a wall piece I'm familiar with.
No, I can't say I am either. It might be. It might be different coloured. It might be, if it was in different colours, you might recognise
Yeah,
it.
maybe. It's just I just don't recognise it, which is unusual. It's not like me to not recognise. I've still got the building selected. Clever Matty. But we've got two very different architecture styles. Well, three very different architecture styles as we walk down here. So we've got like kind of this kind of style here. Then we've got the white marble style on this side, and then you've got this style here. I'm not 100% if that works, if I'm honest. I think maybe it just clashes ever so slightly, maybe. I may be wrong. Tommy, you're going to say, no, I think it's fine.
I think if the marble one was a continuation of the one next to it, of the brick style next to it, I think if all of that was the same, it would look great. I think it's the marble one that stands out a little bit.
Yeah,
from the other two. But
I like the fact that he's gone for different though, and don't get me wrong. Sometimes if like kind of people use the same one like all the way down the street, it's going to look very monotone. And you're going to be like, I need a different kind of like sight line and something different to look at. So the fact that he's tried to do the different ones is I commend that straight away. It's nice that you're trying the different styles. It's just that I think they maybe clash just ever so slightly, maybe. But anyway,
yeah.
We have a Tristorm, the little flat ride there. We've got some more vending machines just under the canopies there. See, now I like how it comes across here. Like that, and obviously you can see the coaster. So if you kind of like down on kind of like guest level, obviously this is a child's level. Maybe let's have an adult level. There you go. That's it. Hang on. Let's line it up. There you go. A tall adult. There we go. And you can just see the coaster just on the top over there. Obviously you can see the two drop towers just off in the distance, and then with the foliage just in the middle. I think that's nice. Nice little sight line that we've got there. So
yeah, definitely.
We've got yellow. So
Yalo.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yalo, like J-Lo. Oh, this is a different queue line. Sorry, what were you going to say? I feel like I keep cutting you off today.
No. I was just going to say it was kind of like J-Lo.
We'll go with it. It works. We just kind of make it up as we go along. Just for the record, guys, we wing these spotlights. Can you tell? We don't rehearse them before we come in. We just make it up as we go along. That's why some of them sound really professional, and then others are just like, what? we just make it up as we go along. So, anyway, we've got Yalo. Which is obviously an inverted four-seater rival. We've got not quite green across the board. G-forces once again. The G-forces in this park are really good. Not one of them has been over 6, so really nice G-forces. But anyway, without further ado, let's go for a ride on this, shall we? Right, so we have yellow. So, Tommy, what were your thoughts?
First of all, it's very, very yellow, and yeah, I thought it was really nice. There wasn't, there was no sort of sharp or sort of like jolty inversions. It was all fairly smooth, as you can see on there. I always think that looking at coasters off the ride as well as on it helps, because sometimes you can be on it and it feels a lot different to how it looks. And then there's also a really nice brake run at the end. Just sort of, I mean, some people just kind of stick like one brake at the end, or just let the train run into the station and just like, you always give you whiplash by the time you've stopped. But yeah, really nice overall layout, that.
Yeah, completely agree. I could tell that you were using the in-game inversions. You could tell that they weren't custom just from the way that it entered some of them inversions. But despite that, I don't think it detracted from it. I completely agree with Tommy. I think it was a really nice ride. As I was on the ride, I was thinking maybe just a little bit of smoothing, but then when you watch off the ride, it looks really good. It looks really smooth and fluid. And once again, just going back to the previous rides as well, I like the basicness of it. This is obviously the highlight of the park. This is most likely the main attraction, I would say, but it's still on a budget. It's not your massively heavily themed, they've gone to town with budget on this. This is, they've probably spent all their budget on this ride and then just kind of like just put it around the trees kind of thing and had to make do with it. And obviously, like, kind of, you've still got the weeds that are still growing around it and everything. So I like the budget feel of this park. It's not massively themed, and sometimes non-themed would be a critique. Sometimes we would be sitting here saying it'd be nice to see a bit more theming, but for this park it works because you can tell it's a budget park. So right, oh, this one's not even open. It's on that much of a budget they couldn't open that one today. It's there wasn't enough guests in the park. And do you know what I really liked when I had a walk around this park earlier on? Now, this park is called Two Towers Forest Park, and we have the two towers here. And in my head, as I was walking around the park, I was kind of thinking, so like kind of Alton Towers, the castle is a grade 2. Is it grade 2 listed?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe kind of like a similar thing with this. So this was like kind of maybe a grade 2 listed building. This was here years and years and years ago. They're not allowed to touch this building. It's just the way it is. And they obviously acquired the plot of land and decided to build this little theme park around it, which is why it would be called Two Towers, in the same way that Alton Towers is obviously called Alton Towers because of the towers, castles that they've got there. So in my head, maybe I was way overthinking it, but that's kind of what I got from it, maybe. So do you kind of think? Do you think I'm overthinking that, Tommy, or do you think maybe that's intentional?
No. I mean, it's not. It's nice that there's actually a building there to represent the name of the park, and you know, I mean, obviously it's called it Two Towers because it's in there, but. Rather than it just being like two towers and there being two drop towers, for example, and that being the name, it's nice that there's a building in the park to represent the name, if you know what I mean. It shows that there's like a bit of a backstory to it.
Yeah, I'm going with it. I'm going with it, Philip. So if that wasn't your story for the park, I've just made it for you. So everyone who watches their Spotlight now is like, oh yeah, two towers over there, yeah, the grade listed building. Oh yeah, okay. So I've just made the story for you. So, and it works. So we've got one of these little mousy coasters now.
So this one, I believe, is a blueprint.
There's no blueprints. No, all the rides are its own.
It's very similar to the. There is one that's very similar that has the knight and the cheese on it. So it must be a slightly edited version of a blueprint, though.
Unless maybe it's his. And then somebody else has used it.
Quite possibly. But as in it's one of the in-game mouse rides that that you get from the Planet Coaster itself. But I think looking at it, it's a slightly tweaked layout of it. But I know with the knight and the giant block of cheese there, that's what was kind of pointing me in that direction. And if it isn't, I do completely apologise. But it does remind me of that one anyway.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the mindset that we don't really need to go for a ride on that because it is kind of like your very generic mouse ride that everyone has kind of been on. Do you think we need to go for a ride? I'm kind of like in two frames of mind.
They're very very hard to distinguish, aren't they? Spinning mouse rides. I mean, I don't get wrong. I love them, and anytime I'm at a fair and there is one, I'll be happily go on it. But it's very hard to make them feel different, if you know what I mean. They are all, as you know, much of a muchness. Yeah,
I do apologise, Philip, very much so, but once you've kind of like been on one and Planet Coaster, you've been on them all kind of thing. So for that reason, we're not going to go for a ride on that. But yeah, very nicely done. And once again, one thing I was admiring, kind of like just as we came down here, was this sightline.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Now, I did actually message Philip just to double check as well to see if there was any workshop or blueprints in this, and there's not. Because this I actually thought was potentially a workshop one, but it's not. So this is actually a custom built one himself. So with that in mind, let's just have a very quick overview, just to make sure that we're not missing anything. Tommy, we've almost done the entire park already.
I know. No, I've had a very quick walk round.
Yeah, gone are the days of the hour and 20-minute spotlights that we used to do. Or an hour and a half when we did that Harry Potter one. So
yeah.
So this is the ride exit, so we won't go there. So we have a hyper jump, so a drop tower just around there. So once again, just more vending machines, and we're working our way around to it. Oh, I like that. I never even saw that little ride there. You know, just nicely placed tactfully. Once again, we've got a little kiddie coaster just up here. How do we get to that one? Oh, that's how we come back to it. So. Right, I think we'll walk up to there, shall we? No, actually, I tell a lie. We're going to save that till the end. We'll leave that till the very end and have that as the last coaster of the park. Because we always want to save the big coasters till the end, don't we? Right, so we've got this little kiddie coaster. Now, again, once you've been on a kiddie coaster, you've been on them all. But I love kiddie coasters, so we're going on it, so I don't care. So, right, so don't need to look at stats for this. It's a kids coaster. No one cares about stats for a kids coaster. So let's go for a ride on this. Enjoy, everyone. So there we go. Tommy, I know you love your kiddie coasters, don't you? Same as me. We're both as bad as each other. Yeah, nice little kiddie coaster. Did exactly what it needed to. You did have a little bit of clipping just with the tree just there. Personally, what I think I would have been tempted to do is have the one car only and have that do 2 laps. I think it was very, very short. Even for a kids coaster, that was short. So I would have had it do 2 laps and just the 1 car instead of the 2. But besides that, yeah, nice little kiddie coaster, did exactly what it needed to. Tommy, what do you think, mate?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I'd probably gone for a slightly shorter train. I know this comes with a ridiculously long train, but yeah, again, a short train and 2 laps. It's probably just at the limit of how long you'd want the track to be to do 2 laps. But I reckon you could send that round twice, and then and that would be a more sort of realistic way of doing that, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Right, so we're almost done. So we've got a couple more flat rides to look at, and then we've got the final. Oh no, hang on. There's another coaster there. Oh, okay. Matty showing that he absolutely knows nothing as per normal. Now that is the in-game studio, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I've never really used it, so I don't know if it is exactly like that.
I think it is. I may be wrong. So apologies if I am, but I think that's the in-game studio. So right, well,
it is quite a nice area though. He's got all these tables with the umbrellas on, like just outside, just off the stage. So it's almost like you can go there and have something to eat and like watch a performance or something.
Yeah,
it's a really nice sort of area to put in a park. That.
Yeah, he couldn't have picked a better place to put that stage, really, could he? To be honest, because especially like kind of, if you imagine like kind of they had some kind of like special guest on, they could just move all these tables and chairs, and then he's got this big open area with the food on the side as well, food and drinks there, with the toilets as well. So yeah, really great placement. It's almost like he's thought about where he would have been placing that for live events and things like that. So
yeah. Right,
so we have another coaster which I was not expecting. Do you know what I said? that the yellow was probably like kind of the main attraction of the park, but I'm not so sure actually. I think this would arguably be the main attraction of the park. So, again, very similar queue line to all the others. I didn't see a name for this. I didn't see a sign with a name on it.
No, it's just that brick column, isn't it?
Right, so what have we got? So, what's that called, Tommy?
Anguilla? That's how I pronounce that.
Yeah, that's what we'll go with. That's fine. I'm not even going to try and say it. That's fine. We'll go with that. That's fine. So, let's have a look at the stats, shall we? So, not green across the board, but again, G-forces. I'm really impressed with the G-forces in this park. Not one of them has been excessive. You're not killing any of your guests, which is always nice when you come to a theme park, not having dead guests on your ride. So, let's go for a ride on this. Enjoy. So, Tommy, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, really enjoyed that. It's that certainly is the biggest coaster we've been on so far. For those of you wondering what Anguilla is, I had a look. It does mean eel, so that would explain the colour of the track.
Have you been googling in the middle of a spotlight again?
Yeah, I'm always on my phone. I'm not really paying attention, Matty. I just like glance at the screen every now and again. But no, it's like I say, really nice. The inversions all work well. I like how the inversions kind of go over each other as well. It kind of all interacts on its own track. And again, just going through the trees. And I believe there's a bit of terrain work to the right there. It's not massive, but there is a bit of terrain difference. And I don't believe we've seen any of that on any of the other rides.
No, I don't think so.
So it makes it look that little bit more realistic. That, you know, if a company took over this land and started building a theme park, it wouldn't just be built on a flat land. So yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, I really like that. Probably the best ride of the park. It's funny that you say you don't really watch the screen that much, Tommy, because I think that's most of my viewers, to be fair. I think I've just got one of them voices that just send people to sleep. So, to be honest, they're probably watching and just falling asleep anyway. So it's fine. It's all good. Yeah, great coaster.
It's cheaper than therapy for insomnia.
That's what it is. There you go. I'm providing a service. That's what I'm doing. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. Yeah. I really enjoyed that, and yeah, good spot as well with the terraforming, actually, Tommy, because that's one thing I liked the ride, and I hadn't really kind of picked up on the change of terraforming. So yeah, nice spot there. Yeah, nice to see that change of elevation just around the ride. So yeah, great job. And right, so this will bring us back around to the entrance just as we come out of the exit. There we go, Tommy.
And there's the best ride of the park. That's it, hands down, the best ride of the park. Don't need anything else. It's a whirly rig.
Why do you like whirly rig so much?
I don't know. I think it's more the music, more the song that comes with it. But the whirly rig itself is the best ride in the game, and you either think that it's the best ride in the game or you're wrong, and there's only two options. So
Fair enough.
like,
I think I might be wrong then because I hate it.
yeah.
So I am clearly wrong and have no idea what I'm talking about. But to be fair, I say that I don't know what I'm talking about in most videos, so it's fine. I'm just proving it once again. I love this little area. Oh, hang on. Look, we've got a little tiny bit of... I've said about stuff like this before, you know. Just them little tiny elevation changes that you would only notice when you're on ground level, but it makes a difference. Just that little tiny bit of realism. Look, and I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, like I say, it makes such a big difference for something so for something so and some people might just fly past that and not spot it, but it does have a really nice effect.
Yeah, we've spotlighted a lot of parks now between us, haven't we? I mean, combine our spotlights together, we must be what 150, 160 spotlights. Probably
Yeah.
between us. And the amount of parks that I have seen, that they would have put the flat ride here, and what they would have done is just put some foliage around and then left it flat. Now, whilst that does look nice, and yes, it does look nice, and it can be pulled off really well sometimes as well. I mean, you look at Jasmine from M&J Games, the way that she can do it, it can be pulled off really nicely. But then this is not massively foliaged, but there's the little elevation change, and that is just as good as piling loads and loads and loads of foliage around it. These little elevation changes, I want to see more of this. Parks moving forward in 2022 that I'm spotlighting, I would love for more people to be doing this. Just these little tiny elevation changes. I don't need to see mountains or great big hills, but them little tiny little bumps and elevation changes in the ground, and honestly it makes such a huge difference. And I've spent 2-3 minutes just zooming around that little tiny ride, admiring that. It's the small things, Tommy. It's the small things, mate, I'm telling you. But I love to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I say, I completely agree. I've got nothing more really to add to that other than I completely agree. And he's done it the same here.
Same again, yeah.
Done it there. Added a few rocks in, merged the rocks into the ground as well, just for an extra bit of detail as well.
Yeah, and for me, I think that makes a park look more real than putting 30 lots of foliage down. Unless you're amazing at foliage, like Jasmine from M&J Games or Clary Bread, or TJ Puffs, or people like that, unless you're like kind of master at foliage, then just little things like that will also be just as good. But we're going to stop talking about foliage now, because I think I made my point. I like foliage. So, final ride, we have Dread, which I don't know if that is Judge Dredd or not. I think it may be. Do you think it might be Judge Dredd because of the yellow and the black? Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I would say quite possibly, but I have no idea what Judge Dredd is. So yeah, we'll go with that.
What? You don't know what Judge Dredd is? Okay, it's a really good film. It's on Netflix and Amazon Prime, I think. I think it might be on Now TV. There's a Sylvester Stallone version, which do not watch because it's garbage. But there's a Carl Urban version a couple of years ago. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It's based off a Dark Horse Pictures comic, I think. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked, and it's not Judge Dredd anyway. We went off completely because Judge Dredd is spelled D-R-E-E-D. So it's not Judge Dredd. So we had that entire conversation for nothing. So sorry, viewers. Getting sidetracked. Yeah,
Sorry, but you have got a recommendation to watch on Netflix now. So
yeah, there you go. It's a really good, but it's an 18s. So if you're under 18s and watching the Spotlight, don't go and watch it. Don't tell your mum and dad that Matty on YouTube said that I can watch it because it's really good, because it's an 18s, alright? Anyway, let's go for a point of view ride on this. Enjoy, everybody. So there we have Dread. So apologies everybody, the fact that I went off on a big tangent. People know what I'm like at this point. Sorry everybody. So let's get back to the park spotlight and talk about this park, shall we, and not judge Dread and foliage all over the place. What an amazing little ride that is. I absolutely love that, and even though it's really small, really quick, I would say that that is my favourite ride of the park. Fantastic, really nice job. Tommy, what did you think, mate?
Yeah, no, I think that ride shows that you don't have to make a huge ride, you know, that is like, you know, is a skyscraper. You can put a really cool coaster on a small footprint like that, and it works a treat. You know, it doesn't have to be super long. It just fits nicely. And I also like the fact that most of the
I didn't say a thing.
Most of the coasters go through trees and through like a foresty style, whereas that one is, you know, is he sprayed the floor? Is he sprayed the concrete?
No, it's not sprayed. It's roof tiles.
Oh, is it? Oh, fair enough. So I mean, like I say, he's put down a specific floor for that, and he's not just used the natural floor, and he's put the chain link fence around. So it kind of all blends in with the theme, which is really nice.
Have you seen
what? Are they custom? Are they custom supports? No, they're not, are they?
No, they're not. Have you seen what he's done with the roof tiles though as well? He's actually like kind of worked them around as well, so it all lines up. Obviously, he's put the fence on last, clearly, but he has still like kind of angled it around as well. Yeah. So he's not just put like kind of a square like footprint on. He's actually angled it all the way around. And you know what? That can't have been a quick job, actually.
No, definitely not.
All the way around here as well. Yeah, really nice job with that. A lot of effort gone into that. A lot more than meets the eye gone into that.
Yeah, certainly.
So, Tommy, I believe we have looked at the entire park. So I think the only thing we need to do is have a look at this park at night, shall we? Right, so here we have the park at night. So, yeah, lit up quite nicely. Everything all looks lit up. All the paths all lit up just right. Not too excessive, I would say. Not much in differing colours. We've got quite a similar colouring and lighting, but I kind of get the feeling that this is not really the type of park that was supposed to have been done at night anyway. With the type of feel of park that it is, it does feel like kind of your more like kind of cheap British park. So this is going to be like kind of your 9 till 5 kind of thing, or maybe even like kind of 10 till 4 or something like that. So it's not going to have these kind of events on at night time where you're going to need the excessive lighting in the park or anything. But anything that you think, Tommy, with the lighting?
No, like I say, I think it is it's a nice level of lighting. It's not overly done, but there's nowhere where guests are walking where they're walking in, you know, in the pitch black. Yeah, no, I think it works really well. And to be fair, some of the rides in here, like that Drop Tower, for example, have got its own lighting built on anyway.
Yeah.
And then on the stage, obviously, if it is the blueprint that we think it is, that's obviously got the multicoloured lighting on there as well. So yeah, really nice.
Yeah. Right, so let's just swap it back to day. Oh, sorry, just zooming the camera around everybody. Sorry about that. Right, so let's just swap it back to daytime a second. So, closing thoughts. Yeah, a really nice little park. I really enjoyed this one. I feel like it's got a very unique feel to it in that very cheap British budget type of park. Yeah, great job. I liked all the coasters. I liked how they kind of carried a consistent theme all the way around, especially with the queue paths as well. I think all the coasters were really smooth, really well executed. Great placement of some of the flat rides. I very much appreciated the paint work that had been done all over the place and the foliage work. Yeah, great job. Really like this little park. Tommy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, in a similar way to the Redwood amusement park, there's, I mean, how many coasters is there? Is there six coasters in here? 6 or 7, isn't it?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 coasters.
And No. There's
No, 7.
7. There's the spinning
7.
wild mouse as well, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
7.
So he's got 7. He's got 7, and he's only at 50%. This is on a PS5, 50% of a PS5. I know he's working on a PS4 at the minute, but it just shows you that you can, if you love putting coasters in a park, people complain about the build counter again, and we said this on his last part, but it shows you that it is possible to put in a lot of coasters, theme them well, have the layout really nice, and not be hitting the limit. People complain that they can't put enough rides in, but he manages to find a way to do that in a really nice and in a really nice manner that works really well. And I think that's kind of continued into this park as well.
Yeah, do you know what, Tommy? I think you just hit the nail on the head there. I couldn't have put that any better myself. Yeah, it's just another one of them putting the Oswald counter argument to bed again, isn't it? It's look what you can create when you put your mind to it. Don't go into a park thinking, oh, I can't do this because of the counter. You look at parks like this. Yes, it's not like kind of super highly detailed. It's not going to be your top end PC TMTK micro detailed all over the place, but it's a really nice little park at the same time and done on a PS4. What more do you want? I think it's fantastic, and especially given the fact that he hasn't even got to the limit of a PS4. I mean, 50% on a PS5, what do you reckon? 80% PS4, give or take?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, so it could even add more if he wanted to. If he wanted to go in and like kind of add a lot more micro detail into this, he could do. So yeah, really great job. So Tommy, 3-word park review.
Love whirly rigs. No, my 3-word review will be very clever layout. Just building on the point of what I was just saying, in the sense of it doesn't have to be a park that reaches the build counter limit. The park fits really nicely and is laid out really well. It doesn't look crammed, it doesn't look empty. It's just everything is just laid out in a really tactful way.
Yep. I am going to say a 3-word park review, and I say this all the time, but I've never actually used it as a park review, so I feel like I'm going to be cheating somewhat, but simple but effective. And I say that all the time, but I've never used it as a park review before, but I think it fits for this park. Simple but effective, that's all it needed. So yeah, there we go. So as stated at the start of the video, this is the final spotlight of the year, unfortunately. I do apologise, but I need some time off, catch my breath. Don't worry, I have got plenty more park spotlights coming next year. My list is already growing already. I've got some amazing parks coming in January straight away. I've got Michael from M&J Games', I've got his new park, 3 Towers, coming in January. I've got TJ Puff's park, which is a SpongeBob SquarePants park, coming in January, so lots to look forward to. But have a wonderful Christmas, everybody. Have an amazing New Year's. Stay tuned to the channel for Friday for a very special premiere, top 10 parks of the year, which I'm very excited for. But thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you, Tommy, for joining me as well.
Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. Make sure to go and check out Tommy's channel. Like I say, the link will be down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will see you on Friday for the premiere, hopefully. Bye, everybody. Say goodbye, Tommy.
Goodbye.